Hello, welcome back to Birdies. I'm Dee, and as you know, I really love birds. If you missed last week's episode, feel free to check it out up here. And also, here is the rubric that we go over every single week. So I actually had somebody reach out to me who is an avid watcher of birdies, and he said that every week he shows my videos to his summer campers. They took a collective vote and have requested that we talk about this week's bird, which is peacocks! Well, let's jump right in. Peacocks are in the family Phasianidae. They have a lifespan of 10 to 25 years in the wild and between 40 and 50 years in captivity. And they are found in India, Southeast Asia, and Central Africa. So now we're into category number 1, bird smarts. Starting off, the term peacock actually only refers to males. The collective term is peafowl. So males are referred to as peacocks, females are referred to as peahens, and babies are referred to as peachicks. My next fact is that peafowls were made India's national bird in 1963. And lastly, peafowl are very, very social birds. They don't like being alone and will accept the company of other peacocks, but also humans, if it means that they won't be alone. The coolest part of this is that they have exhibited signs of something called altruism, which is basically a general concern for the happiness of another animal or human, and they will go out of their way to help cheer another one up if they're sad. Isn't that cute? I love it. So for this category, because that last fact is so cute, we're gonna rate peafowl an 8 out of 10. Getting into category number 2, we're talking about bird calls. So peacocks do have a general call sound. It's described as being kind of a meow sound, if you were to phonetically spell it out. Here's an example of their normal everyday call. I think it sounds like Kevin from the movie Up a little bit. But male peacocks also use another vocal sound typically done during mating. Funny thing about that though is that when they are alone, sometimes they will make that sound to trick females in the area to come in closer to them because it makes the females think that the males are more wanted than they actually are. Ah! And lastly, male peacocks will shake their tail feathers, which creates a very, very low frequency sound that humans are not actually able to hear, but that potential mates can hear for miles around. So for this category, I'm gonna rate them a 6 out of 10 because although their sounds are cool, I wish we could actually hear the sound that their tails make, so they rude for that. Moving right along, we're into plumage. Every peacock that you see that has those beautiful, extravagant colors are actually males. Peafowl exhibit sexual dimorphism, as do some of the other birds that we've talked about on this channel, and females tend to have very muted brown and tan colored feathers. It's very easy to tell males and females apart. Now, as for male peacocks, it actually takes several years for the colors in their feathers to develop. They first start showing up about 3 months after they are born and do not finish growing in until they are about 3 years old. Though scientists say that their peak vibrancy is typically around 6 years of age. And lastly, their feathers are referred to as a train. So if you ever hear somebody talk about a peacock's train, they're talking about their fun tail feathers. So for this category, we're gonna rate peafowl a 5 out of 10. Caleb says it's messed up that the females don't get fun colors too. Category number 4, eating habits. I couldn't find too much for this category, but peafowl are often referred to as opportunistic omnivores, meaning that they will eat anything they can get their beaks on. From grains, grasses, and berries, to worms and other insects, to some small reptiles and mammals, they will eat it all. They're also considered to be very great snake hunters, similar to the secretary birds that we talked about before, and many people will let them into their yards to keep the snake population under control. So for eating habits, I'm going to rate the peacock a 5 out of 10. And now we're into mating habits. So peafowl are considered to be polygamous, having between 2 and 5 partners at a time. When it's time to mate, males will extend their long, beautiful tail feathers and rattle them. And like we talked about earlier, they do emit a very, very low frequency sound. Now, if we could hear this sound as humans, it would be about as loud as a car passing by you on the highway. Now, this creates a little bit of a sonic boom that rattles a decorative set of feathers on the female's head called a crest that lets them know that there is a male in the area looking to mate. Now, scientists don't think that females are attracted to males with more vibrant colors because it indicates a good diet or anything along those lines. They actually think they are attracted to males with more vibrant colors because the blue colors in their feathers mimic blueberries, and they really like blueberries for some reason. So for mating habits, we're going to rate the peacock a 7 out of 10. Okay, we're in our second to last category, flight patterns. Number 1, peacocks do fly. As unruly as their long tail feathers might seem, when they are tucked in, peacocks are light enough to fly and usually only use it to get away from a predator or to fly up to a tree branch to rest in the shade. They also do not migrate. They live in very, very warm climates and typically don't have to leave their area. Although a specific type of peacock known as the blue peacock have expanded their nesting grounds into northern India, where sometimes the winters can be pretty rough, but they're resilient enough to survive without having to migrate south. Green peafowl, on the other hand, are not able to survive in these harsher climates, so they just stay in more southern areas of India, Africa, and Asia. So for this category, I'm going to rate peacocks a 4 out of 10. And now we're into dzone bias. Number 1, peacocks used to represent immortality in Greek mythology. And they also used to be eaten in medieval times as a sign of great wealth, though people that have actually eaten a peacock in present day have said that it doesn't actually taste very good and is very tough. So I think people were just doing it to do it. Another fun fact that I have about peacocks is that a group of them is called a harem, but a family of peacocks is called a bevy. A bevy in it! So my last fact is that older female peahens that can't mate any longer typically start showing more male characteristics towards the end of their life. This is because their body starts to produce less estrogen, which is the hormone that blocks the vibrant colors that we see in males from coming through in females. They do not ever actually exhibit the full spectrum of colors and look quite as vibrant as male peacocks, but sometimes you can identify an older female because she'll have some spots of blue in her feathers. I have one more fact, hold on. This isn't really a fact, but my mom gave this to me.
I can't see your face though.
My mom gave this to me for my birthday last year. He's a little peacock plant holder guy. So for this category, I'm gonna rate peacocks an 8 out of 10. And that's gonna bring us to the end of peacocks. After adding up all of the scores, peacocks get an average 6.1 points out of 10. So let me know what you would rate peacocks in the comments below. He is listening, so be kind. Let me know what birds you think I should rate in future videos. And as always, like and subscribe to my channel for more weekly bird facts. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.